West Midlands sporting history, and this is relevant to cricket, has been saved from destruction. The cricket pavilion at the Cinderella Sports Ground in Worcester, which is over 140 years old, was the original home of Worcestershire County Cricket Club. The legendary W.G. Grace was there for a match back in the 19th century. But over the past decade, though, it's been under threat of demolition and left to rot. But as Ben Sidwell reports, it's now been saved for future generations.
This is how Worcestershire Cricket Club's original pavilion looked in the early 2000s. And this is how it looks today. But despite its decrepit state, there's something very positive about the future of this structure. It's being taken down piece by piece and will be reconstructed at the Avencroft Museum of Historic Buildings near Bromsgrove.
Well, this building is a hugely interesting part of Worcestershire's history and Worcestershire's crowd cricketing history particularly, because this is the original site of Worcestershire County Cricket Club. So a sports pavilion tells us quite a lot of stories about Midlands life. So this particular one, being of architectural interest as well, is perfect for the museum.
Faced with demolition in 2006, the building was saved at the last minute, although it's been slowly rotting away since, leaving much of the structure in a very poor condition.
We're anticipating saving 80% of the front structure of the building, and then I would imagine we'll probably try and save about 50% of the trusses and everything else that once we put it to the demolition stage.
Of course, the big question is, how on earth do you reconstruct a building like this after you've taken it down? Well, what they used to do, they used to tag or mark all the most important parts of the structure and then take it back to Avencroft and basically build a jigsaw. But they're using a new technology this time. You may be able to see the barcodes on the significant pieces of the building. They've all been scanned, so when they get the building back, they'll use computer-generated imagery to help them rebuild it. And these are some of the images they'll be using. The work's been carried out by a team from the University of Wolverhampton School of Architecture and Built Environment. It's the same technology that will be used to help rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. At Avencroft Museum, they're currently finishing off their latest project and are well aware of the challenges restoring the pavilion will bring.
Working in a heritage environment, the idea is to keep something as authentic as it was when it was built. So if you've got something with lots of decayed wood, one of the main concerns is if you replace all of the wood, then what you're doing is creating a new building. So it's putting in sympathetic repairs so that any visitors won't actually see where the joins are.
There's no exact timescale to when the pavilion will be rebuilt at Avencroft, although it's expected to take at least a few years. However, it'll be worth the wait to see this piece of sporting history return to its former glory. Ben Sidwell, BBC Midlands Today, Worcester.
Yeah, it certainly will be, won't it? And if you wondered why it was called the Cinderella Pavilion, it's because it used to be on the works ground of the Cinderella Shoe Company, looking sadly a bit like an ugly sister at the moment, isn't it? Anyway, Dan is here with